That's where it's going to have to go. It's going to have to be cut deep. And that's going to be a hard decision. It's going to take somebody, I mean, like me, if I stand to it, it's going to hurt me bad to do that inside. But for the greater good and for the long being, I would do it. I mean, I hope everybody understands that, how I come to this. But sorry, but you failed. On that one, I mean, you failed. Thank you.
Congressman Van Wyck, the question is, do you believe that we can spend our way out of the massive federal deficits and debt President Obama's administration has caused?
I do not believe that we can spend our way out of our debt. That is our problem, is we're spending too much. We don't have a tax problem, we have a spending problem. The stimulus that you proposed, shovel-ready jobs, that just wasn't there. What was it, to keep our unemployment rate below 9%? Well, it didn't work. That was a good intention, but it didn't work. Your direction was wrong there. Now you was trying to even propose another one, another stimulus too, which isn't going to work. So you cannot spend your way out of debt. There's no way. You can't spend your way out of it. You just got to stop spending money. That's the only way we're going to get a handle on it. It's the only way we're going to get anything done, is to stop spending more money than we take in. And when our deficit is $1.2 trillion, then we have a problem there. So it's a spending problem, not a tax problem. So that's what we need to do to address that.
Well, Mr. President, with all due respect, I must admit to you that I question your motive, because I firmly believe that your fiscal policy has pushed our nation to the brink of insolvency and threatens our sovereignty as a nation, and now our nation is on the brink of bankruptcy. And no, spending more federal dollars is not going to revive our economy. Ladies and gentlemen, what will revive our economy is to give more money back to the American people. It's their money. As a financial advisor, I have never forgotten whose money it is I manage. It's not my money. That money belongs to my clients. And ladies and gentlemen, the federal government has forgotten whose money it is they're spending. That's your money. And history has proven that you do a much better job with your money than the federal government does. Now let's acknowledge one more thing. I have never known a time, and some people have said, Don, your policy to cut the corporate tax rate to zero is so aggressive. Then what are we going to do about the loss of revenue? Can I start with this, ladies and gentlemen? Have you ever known a time when the federal government had enough money? No. Never. And so there has to come a time when the federal government learns to live within its means. But you cut the corporate tax rate to zero, I believe that the unemployment rate will effectively go from 8 to 4% in less than 3 years. That will put more people back to work. And Ronald Reagan proved that if you cut taxes and give the American people back more of their own hard-earned money, then revenue to the federal government actually goes up. What we have to do, though, is have people in Washington who are disciplined enough to cut spending and spend wisely and prudently the money that's given to them by the people of the United States. That's where we have to start.
Congressman Frazier.
The answer is no. You're going to get our bills paid simply by putting private enterprise back in charge. We will, and by allowing the American people to keep more of what they earn. I own fortunate enough to have bought and paid for some farms, and I've had to hire 4 lawyers to try to get these farms transferred to my family without having the government confiscate everything I've worked hard, paid taxes on, and earned. And it's not easy, believe me. Those of you who are hopefully are in the same position, you need to get on it early. Let free enterprise will be the only way we're going to get our bills paid. And by cutting taxes, President Kennedy did it, Ronald Reagan did it, and it worked. I mean, Mr. President, what kind of a blueprint do you want? I mean, that's been done by a president of your party and one of the opposite party. So we need to get serious about the spending. Joe's exactly right. We don't have a taxing problem, we have a spending problem. We need to stop this spending. We can start eliminating departments of the federal government. Leading the list would be education. Turn that back to the states. The Environmental Protection Agency.
20.
Unbelievable. They are killing this economy. Turn the economy loose, and that's going to solve our problems. Thank you.
All right, gentlemen, we've now come to the point where we're going to have our 2-minute closing statements by the candidates. First up is President Obama.
Sweet travels to every corner of the United States. I've now been in 57 states. I think one left to go. I'm asking why I was not allowed to go to, even though I really wanted to visit, but my staff would not justify it.
Thank you. Next up is Congressman Joe Van Wy, your 2-minute closing statement.
We couldn't resist that.
I want to thank Rick for inviting me to participate today, and all of you for attending. It's kind of cold outside, but I really appreciate the opportunity to get to know everybody. It's been long. It's been my first experience into politics, and I would appreciate any support I could get. I really love the attention that we do to detail, because we need people in Congress that's going to stand up for us. We need people in Congress that we can trust. We need people in Congress that are going to say no. And we need people in Congress that's going to change the direction this country is going. Because we're going in a direction that is fiscally immoral to us, to our children, and to future generations. We're spending their money before they're even born. I think that is wrong. If you want someone who's going to help change the direction that we're going to, I think I'm that person. And I would appreciate your support. Thank you for your time.
Don Bates, Jr.
Thank you, Rick and Rick, cuz. Mr. President, it's been an honor. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for taking the time to be here today. I regret that 2 of my colleagues chose not to attend this debate. I want you to know I've attended every debate. And if you elect me to be your congressman, you have my word. I will never abandon you. I will never run from a fight. And I will lead the charge on Capitol Hill to not only protect our district and our state, but restore the greatness of the United States of America. And if you share my passion to make sure this seat stays in strong conservative hands, and if you believe we need the right experience today on Capitol Hill, and if you want to help us ensure that we save this seat and do what we have to do to get our fiscal house in order and restore America's greatness, then I'm asking you to send me to Congress. I'm asking you to tell your friends that there is a candidate who will be our congressman, who will never abandon us, but who will fight the fight and clearly articulate true conservative values and principles, and who will live them every day. And he's the guy we need to send to Washington. So on May the 8th, I hope you'll vote for Don Bates Jr. God bless you, God bless America, and God bless the 6th District of the great state of Indiana. Thank you very much.
Congressman Bill Frazier.
Thank you. I do retain a title. I was a state senator one time, and where did the state senator go? Did he leave? Well, we bored him out of the room. Anyway, as we speak, I still have 11 people on the payroll. I'm providing jobs for people. I know what it is to make a payroll and endeavor to make a profit. It's becoming more and more difficult as the years go by. What I offer, you folks have got a pretty tough decision to make. Brother Don and the other gentleman here, we've got to know pretty well. It's not who has the most yard signs out, and I got a funny story about yard signs real quick. Someone wanted to know, hey, we've changed all the boundaries of the 6th District. How do I know when I'm in the 6th District? I said, hey, when you run out and you don't see a hangings for Congress sign, you're out of the district. Anyway, it don't matter how many signs you've got out. I had a lot of money I put in the race. That doesn't matter either. TV, personality, debates. The name of the game is who's going to say no when it's not going to be at all popular to say no. Randy Fry had a good example when he was talking, when they passed the right to work. I mean, he had these people right in your face, spitting on you. I wouldn't put any of that past constituents that want something, the handout, not a hand up. So you're going to have some pretty thick skin and be a pretty tough character to be able to do what needs to be done. And I'm here to tell you today that I will be that individual.
Time.
If you still vote for Bill Frazier on May the 8th, I would be very grateful. Thank you so much.
Joe Sizemore.
This is the camera to the video.
Yes.
I'm going to speak to the camera this time, and this will be the people seeing the video. My name is Joe Sizemore. I live in Madison, Indiana. This is what I want to tell the people of the 6th District that see this. I am already an elected official. I took the oath, to uphold the Constitution. I took it seriously. If I earn your vote and you send me to this office, I promise you that I don't care, I heard this earlier too, I don't care what color you are, rich, poor, what church you go to, I do not care. I will represent you as a definition of a U.S. representative is supposed to be, and that is to represent the people. Where I come with this is, there's going to be some gimme votes, that everybody knows. I'll use my morals, my upbringing, my work record, and family and friends. Now, when it comes to the tough issues, I'm going to bring it to the people. I'm going to come back and I'm going to say, okay, this is it. This is where we're at. What do you guys want to do? And then we'll consensus it and we'll put it all together, and then we'll go from there. But that's my deal to you all. You elect me, I'll work hard for you, and that's where I'm going to leave it. And thanks for inviting me here. Well, thank you all.
We're going to invite Mike Johnson up for this additional segment. I'd like to thank all our candidates for being here. It takes a lot of nerve to be up here, get in front of people and speak eloquently, a lot of good ideas, conservative ideas. We need a lot of people like you on Capitol Hill. I'd like to thank Pam and Libby at Livery Stable. This is a wonderful facility. We had outdoor venues. Kathy